Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Barra in Seattle, Washington, joined today, as I always am on Mondays and Wednesdays when we do Mondays and Wednesdays, my co-host, Jennifer Falah-Doring in Hayden, Idaho. Jen, how was your Memorial Day weekend?
It was great. Decided to make carne asada. I thought that would be easy. It took me 2 days. But it was a success. It's like my specialty, and so we did that, and everybody was happy, and we had a good time, and enjoying the sunshine.
Yeah, it's interesting. I spent like Saturday or Sunday just doing nothing but watching sports, racing mostly. Monaco Grand Prix, Indianapolis 500, Mariners game. Premier League's final day. My team got crowned champions again, Manchester City. Yeah. So I had a great time. I mean, I had a great time, and it was very, very mellow, and got a new barbecue, which it almost killed me to assemble. But, and then there was always that one fucking part that's just sitting there. It's like, where does this go? I don't know where, but it works. So that's all that matters, is that the barbecue works. So I've been barbecuing Copper River salmon and steaks and hot dogs for the last 3 or 4 days. It's been awesome. So I had a great time. Hope everybody else had a great time. We were talking just before the show. We were trying to remember the context of 29 Palms, because you had Gentel about a month ago, I want to say, where they said, I think it was a thing where it's, watch the news, and you don't have to go back and look at it, Sweetie. It's okay. We're not trying to nail that down, but it was in the context of watch 29 Palms in the news. And I think it was, for that week or something, but here we are a month later. And what's going all over the place on 29 Palms is that there is an alleged UFO sighting over the 29 Palms base in California. And let me do a quick screen share here. I hope everybody can see this. There's an argument about what they are, and Jeremy Corbell is trying to pass this off as a triangular shaped UFO, but there's video from outside the base on one side of this thing, and then there's infrared video from behind it, and it's the same formation of lights. And you can see here that there's these streamers of smoke coming off. They look like parachute flares, is what they appear to be. And it is the biggest story in ufology right now. And Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp has a history of being a solid reporter, but they're clearly flares. And these guys, so it's like, I feel like these guys have been outed as hucksters, because they can't be that stupid. George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell can't be that stupid. Now, Jeremy Corbell has the video where the USS Omaha video where he's like, oh, this UFO descends and splashes into the ocean. In fact, as I demonstrated in my video, it just goes over the horizon and disappears. What's up? It's like, is this part of the disclosure process where people who aren't really serious researchers but have a platform are being exposed? I hope so. Or what's going on? I mean, I'm not saying Corbell's a liar. I kind of am, but I'm not really saying that, because I don't really know the guy, but I just, clearly you can't trust what he's putting out at this point, right?
Well, anytime, all these UFO people, anytime you see anything in the sky, they think, okay, UFO. That really has some, that UFO's not going to have a heat signature or smokes screen or smoke trail like that, that's something that's burning. That's something that's hot.
Yeah, I think they're infrared flares.
So when I got the information, I was asking about signs. What are we going to see? And a lot of times I'm trying to nail them down to this week, and they will, instead of saying, well, nothing's going to happen this week, Jen, we'll give you nothing. I really feel that was a clue, a sign for us to look for. I feel like that was some kind of concealed, covered up attack from possibly maybe even terrorists inside the country.
Wow.
It does look like flares. It does look like something dropping that is not a UFO.
Yeah.
So
when I say UFO, I mean alien spacecraft or secret space program.
Well, really, it's important because they told me 29 palms.
Yeah, and then 3 or 4 weeks later, we get this big incident about 29 palms, and Jen, it also could be that they were going to come out with it 4 weeks ago, and then they waited for some reason and didn't come out with it for a couple more weeks. So it's like I don't, I consider that a dead hit.
I think it's some kind of sign.
Yeah,
Jen's hair. I really do. I don't really know exactly what it means yet. Interesting gentel today, though.
Oh, I didn't know that you had any because I didn't.
Oh yeah, I didn't send it to you.
It today, so I don't know anything about it. So before we get to the gentel, I do want to ask you a couple other quickie questions of things that came up. Well, maybe it's in the gentel. Maybe I shouldn't ask you. We were supposed to get maybe some good news on Monday, and I can't really track anything specific about Monday. What do you think? Was that something? Is there still
that
something
we know?
That we know, right? There were some things that happened in Iraq. There was one of the things that happened is that they got issued their debit cards, which are supposed to be with the new money, the new rate on them, but nobody seems to know yet.
Well, I got some good news on Monday from an anonymous source that's pretty major, but I would need that source's permission to say anything about it, and have to say it in a very cryptic way. So,
right. So it's not even worth doing. And then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was, I
believe it was Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's also, I listen into some phone calls between a high level banking executive and a wealth manager who are friends. I get to listen to those. And one of the guys said they tried to turn on the QFS, the quantum financial system, and it didn't work. And I just wanted to check, is that true or is that story bullshit? On Monday, they were supposed to do that, by the way.
It's not.
It's not true.
And it might make sense when I tell you what I got today.
Okay, well, all right. Well, no, you know what? I can always ask my other question. Well, I wanted to talk about Simon. You want to talk? Should we talk about Simon before we go to gentel, or gentel first? What do you want to do?
Sure.
Okay, so I saw Simon's thing over the weekend, his video, and somebody posted it on YouTube. They copied it off of his private site, and Simon's had this. I posted a rant on it yesterday on Telegram. Simon's had this attitude for a while. And I just, I've always liked the guy and felt like he was being earnest in what he was saying. But, as you pointed out, great line, there's a fine line between higher vibration and holier than thou. And I feel like he's crossed into the holier than thou thing because he's basically telling people, you're not going to get anything out of this exchange unless you're already doing charitable work. You're already doing what I'm doing. Me, the great Simon Parkes. I'm on the inside. I can't be associated with Charlie Ward anymore because Charlie Ward said something about the Holocaust, which I don't even know what Charlie said. I don't pay attention to
He said he can't be associated with Charlie Ward?
That's what he said. That's what he said because the Trumps didn't like Charlie anymore because of something he allegedly said about the Holocaust. Look, free free information here. I'm a little bit Jewish. So, and he had this attitude that like, well, you can still be doing things, but you're going to be judged on whether or not you did good things for people. Here's the thing, Jen, that, you're not going to get any humanitarian funds unless you've proven already that you're a humanitarian. And you have to go through organizations like, guess what? Mine, Simon Parks's Connecting Consciousness organization. And I just got like, I think his ego's being fed, and he's being, I'm sure he has contacts. I think they're filling his head full of shit right now. Either that, or he's under the NDA and he's misleading people on purpose. That's the impression I get. I just wanted to know what you thought about it. If you watched the video, I came away from it with, guilt shaming. I came away with it thinking, look, first of all, humanitarian, if I want to spend $200 million out of money I might get from an exchange to make a really good Star Trek movie, how is that not a humanitarian project? How am I not employing hundreds of people? How am I not making perhaps millions of people happy by making Star Trek great again? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all about your definition of a humanitarian project. So anyway, I
He's
just
not talking about people outside of Connecting Consciousness. He's trying to keep, I think this is, well, there's misinformation that him and Charlie have been told to put out there about the whole thing. I have inside information that Simon's group is moving forward. And I always say this.
Simon's script is moving forward. Okay.
No, Simon's group
is moving forward.
So I think that he was responding to possibly doubt, negative input, things that he heard with inside his group with some of his members.
Yeah.
And then commenting on, the possibility of infiltration of the whole RV thing, and like, you better not be in my group if you think you're gonna,
Oh, okay.
So he might have. So I don't think that was for the average person.
That was for his group, Connecting Consciousness. That is true. That's.
I don't think that was for the average person. Now, people in his group may be held to a different standard because of whatever they signed up for, or whatever rate they're going to get, or whatever they're going to do. But I really have a sense that he was, in a roundabout way, addressing possibly an infiltration within his group, or anybody that was, reminding them to stay, keep their intentions good. Now, listen, when people get a hold of money and they've never had money, and they get a hold of a lot of money, it may change some. They may go a little crazy for a while. All right. And then there will be people who hoard it because they are so they're in a poverty mindset and they're afraid of letting any of it go. You're going to go through all these emotional human trials with having that kind of money. Most of us, we've had money, we've had no money, we've, back and forth. I've been rich, I've been poor, and somehow ended up in the middle.
Yeah.
And, pretty soon after you have money for a while, you stop spending. You stop buying things because you got everything,
That's absolutely true, because when I first moved to LA, I was making really good money. I mean, I had more money than I knew what to do with. I mean, literally, it's like I would look at something and go, "Oh, that's $100. Oh, I can make that in the first 8 minutes I'm at work tomorrow." I mean, it was like that. It was crazy money. And I bought, I got myself a really nice car, and I bought all these things that I wanted. And then you're right, after about 3 or 4 or 5 months, I'm like, well, there's not really anything else that I really want or desperately need. So I just started blowing it. I started giving it away and doing other things with it. So,
and that's the other thing. When people we're so used to trying to hold on to what we got, and when we get a little bit extra, if we see somebody in need, we do give it out. There's a lot of humanitarians in this group. But if you have much more than you need, people will be generous. Mm-hmm. They will become generous. Mm-hmm. It just depends, you know.
Yeah, you either become generous or you become a Bond villain, one of the two, like Bill Gates. So, yeah.
It's not for us to decide what people do with their money. Is it for us to decide to see what they're doing with it now? How you're spending your time, how you're spending your money, how much debt you have? It's nobody's business. Okay? I think he was addressing people within his group so that the integrity of that group remains high. And so if this was an announcement for his group, then I think that's what we witnessed there. I do not believe we're going to come in there and get, you know, Judgment Day comes when you go home. All right. And most of the time it's done by you. Have you accomplished what you came to do?
Yeah.
What have you learned? What could you do better? Then they plan another life to do better. We're not going to go through some high-tech scanner and trust electronics.
Yeah, and alien
to
technology.
Judge our character. You would have to know every moment of your life and all the reasons why you made the decisions you made and all the ways you were wronged and all the way, you know, and how that affected you. That's a bunch of crap. I don't know if they're looking for a certain DNA, like, okay, let's make sure no reptilians walk in here. I don't know. But I don't buy it.
Yeah. All right. You got some Gentel. Let's flip over to that. That's what everybody came here for anyway, right? They want to hear what Jen's got.
Well, I woke up really stressed out today. I woke up stressed out and I was fighting it. And I'm just like, oh, cleanse me, you know, blast me, God, and all this stuff. Thinking, I don't know what the hell's going on because I took several days off. And so I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. What am I going to say? And so I just told Gabriel and Michael, I was talking to him before I went into meditation and I'm doing my prayer and I'm about to go in. And Michael, it was interesting. He says, he looks at me and he goes, take my hand. And I wasn't in meditation yet. I'm like, okay, we're doing this. So I like pop out of myself. I take his hand and we go straight into meditation. We're walking and we walk in the field and I get there. Gabriel took my other hand and there's a new team that I haven't gone back and talked to in a year.
Oh, the new team that you got a few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, a year ago.
Yeah.
Before everything in my life got turbulent and I had to focus on other things. Haniel was there. And rarely approaches me in meditation without a very good reason and without being called. Well, actually, yeah, Haniel just shows up. Yeah, he does.
Shows up.
Yeah, he's, and I believe
drawn these guys.
He's the angel of hope, and that's what I was asking for.
Draw them all out for us so we have like pictures. We can.
I wish I could draw that well. You know, I've got this kid over here.
Yeah.
I need to like get her to draw them all for me.
Just draw the best you can. Yeah.
She's busy being 20. Anyway.
All right. Okay. Well, that's interesting that he popped in and
he did. Yeah. And he spoke to me. And you know, when I see him, it's usually like something major. I'm like, what? You know, like he said, listen. I'm like, okay. Redemption is a week away.
Wow.
And I said, and you know, this is helping my stress level. I gotta go up there and I gotta tell him it's a week away.
Yeah.
And he's just like, listen to me.
Well, that's exactly what Mark is saying, among others. So yeah.
Shut up.
No, that's what he's saying. And
we'll
be saying every day. Bruce says every day. But Mark is saying he can't see it getting out of the week, and TNT Tony and some other people too that don't always agree. So a lot of people who don't always agree are in agreement on that. So that's cool.
Okay, we're good then. All right. He said there is no need to worry. Because I was worrying. I was like, you know what? How am I supposed to give people hope if I'm starting to doubt everything? You know, I need something. I need something big, you know. And then he said, counterintelligence model. Because I was thinking in my mind, I was asking about, excuse me, the delays. And what's going on? Why is it so quiet? What's with the delays? And I said, have any of the things that dates I put out there been right? And welcome to my personal spiritual journey. You're just going to walk with me through this emotional journey I had this morning. And he said, most of them. He said, counterintelligence model. And so I'm like, what the hell is counterintelligence model? Let me look it up, damn it. All right. Not a good fit today. All right. There are 5 functions of counterintelligence. The process of countering each of these disciplines involves a threat assessment, vulnerability assessment, development of countermeasures options, countermeasures implementation, and countermeasures evaluation. These are referred to as the 5-step CI process. We need to look into this. We need to take a look at how this relates to the delays we've seen, the misinformation that we've seen, what's going on with Simon and Charlie, the lack of real intel. Counterintelligence model. So I'm still trying to figure out how that fits in. But I asked him later when I was outside of meditation before I came in here. I said, how does that relate? What are you talking about? He said the RV and Nasara. And I said, well, what about the counterintelligence model? It is in play. I'm like, okay. So he's telling me there's nothing to worry. It's a week away. What we're seeing is the counterintelligence model happening, this back and forth, this delay, this progress delay. And then you talked about what Simon said. And I'm like, well, that kind of fits in. So we don't really know what they're putting out to throw us off track or throw whoever it is that's trying to stop this off track and make them believe that they're winning when they're not. He said, what else is going to happen this week? He said, storm coming to the East Coast. He actually said Florida to Maine.
Sounds like a hurricane.
Yeah. And I said, will Biden resign? Because I asked for questions a couple days ago on Telegram, and everybody, of course, they're all the same questions. And so trying to address what people really want to know today. I'm trying. We'll see. Will Biden resign? He said, yes. Testimony damning. I told you that the Durham testimony would be shocking and that they would... Damn lighting. I don't know why I move. Okay. So I told you that the Durham testimony would be shocking last time. But they were in the process of trying to delay that. And they did. So, apparently he's going to resign, but it's because so much comes out. We don't have to go through the whole impeachment process and all that crap. They're not going to come, I always thought what I saw probably was a long time ago behind the scenes, with the military coming in and taking him out of the Oval Office and all that. But I feel like there's been a pivot and there's a choice to be made here, whether he resigns and just walks away, and said so does she. So does the vice president. And then I asked, what about McCarthy? Does he step in? And they said McCarthy goes silent. So I don't know if he denies it and then we get Grassley. I think we're moving up to that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I said, okay, just tell me once again, for my sanity, is Nisara Jasara a real thing and happening? It is. Signed into law. The next 2 months will be productive. And I'm like, will debt be gone soon? Because everybody's running at me with that one. In a flash, when it happens, it will just zoom in a flash, be gone, and at the right time. And I'm like, soon? Soon? Can we get it? Just steps away. We're just steps away from that. Be at peace. And he's talking to me. I'm like, okay, I will be at peace and practice what I preach. So, redemption, a week away. No need to worry. Counterintelligence model. That is very important. We need to really look at that. You guys need to do your little, what you're so good at, and see how that fits into what we've been experiencing lately. There is, in other news, a storm coming to the East Coast. I don't know how that connects to anything, or it's just, that's the other thing we're going to hear about. Nisara is a real thing and happening. Now, it is a real thing. Signed into law. I don't know if that is past tense or coming publicly. The next 2 months will be productive. So I've always thought we got to get this RV thing done behind the scenes. I do believe it's happening right now. I got information about, God, I can't even say it. I want to say it.
You can tell me. You can tell me off the air. It's okay.
No, I can't, because she'll say it. Yeah. I can't. I'll have to talk to this person and see how I can reveal that. But it's good. It's good, and it does not involve the RV. It's about the transition of power. And that's it. That's what I have for today.
Well, I have a couple thoughts. Counterintelligence is the art of deceiving the enemy. Okay. Luis Elizondo, the big fake UFO guy, is an Army counterintelligence grunt. That means his job is to lie. So when somebody talks about a counterintelligence operation, maybe that's what Simon is doing. Maybe that's what Charlie is doing. I'm not sure, but that's what counterintelligence is. A good example of counterintelligence.
And also the information we're receiving about what's going on with the R.V.
R.V.
I'm starting to get a little nervous about what I could say.
Well, yeah. So, like in World War II, General Patton was posted to a command just off the Nom de Calais in France, because they wanted Germany to think that the invasion, D-Day invasion, the anniversary of which is coming up in about 7 or 8 days, was going to be across the shortest part of the English Channel. So the Germans put everything there, and then they landed at Normandy, which was actually the longest trip across the Channel in bad weather to invade France. And so that was a counterintelligence operation. They made up balloons that looked like Sherman tanks. And so they had all these balloons that the Germans, when they flew over them, thought they were actually tanks on the ground. They were painted just like tanks. They were painted just like boats and stuff like that. And so Germans were convinced, Hitler was convinced, hey, they're going to invade across the short part of the channel, not the long part. So that's counterintelligence. That's how it works. It's deception.
Well, he actually said counterintelligence model. We need to go and really take a look at that, sit with it. And I said, what about this counterintelligence model? What is that relating to? It's relating to the RV. And what about it? It's in play. But he said model. So all the things in that model, that five functions are counterintelligent, or there is a model in play. So people are getting so frustrated and so tired and so angry and so mad. Like, is anything ever going to happen? I mean, is this ever going to,
Yeah.
We keep ever so often we get to this place now more than ever, from what I'm hearing. And, it's like people do shows and they see their people talking chat and they recognize scream names. I talk to these people personally. I talk to thousands of people. And so I really have a good idea of where people are at right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're mad.
Yeah.
And they're exhausted and they're starting to lose hope. And so I'm like, all right, they're coming to me. And where can I find the hope? Give it to me today. Let's
Yeah.
We're losing people. Let's do it. And I believe that counterintelligence model was given to us to understand what we are experiencing right now. That it's not necessarily that nothing's happening.
Yeah.
It is that there was reason to throw the enemy off and to confuse everyone so that they can get this done. Clearly.
So, did you watch Phil Godlewski's live last night? His Intel live. Out of curiosity.
I did for a while.
Okay.
And then I thought it was just another.
Well, besides his incredibly white teeth, which like
he's getting married. Leave him alone.
There's white, and then there's whatever the hell Phil has.
We do things when we get married to look perfect, and that's.
I mean, literally, it's like, oh, the lights went out. I can't see anything. Phil, can you just smile, please? Shh, the whole room lights up. Anyway, he was wearing an Iowa Hawkeyes hat last night. Do you know who the senator from Iowa is?
Grassley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think it means something.
And then I hate that, it gives me hope now, but then it makes me feel bad because last year, no debt by August. August 23rd, God's wins. Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Yep.
And I'm like, this is this year, right? Jesus told me that. And I'm like, I'm looking at a calendar. And of course I heard him say, oh yeah, it's this year. And, because I wanted to, but sometimes I'm a year off.
Yeah. Hang on a second. By the way, by the way, Dave Barra was the one who pointed out that Phil was wearing an Iowa Hawkeyes hat last night. So thank you, Dave Barra. All right. There are, let's see, how many people are in here? 350. So we got 600 people, give or take, in the chat right now watching us live. We appreciate each and every one of you, except for Scuffla. Thanks for coming. Mark banged your ex-wife, dude, just so you know. So Scuffla, you could just piss off. Thank you, mods, for taking care of him. He's a jerk, and we're glad that he's not here. And once again, these videos will get taken down off of YouTube almost immediately upon the completion of this live stream in order to avoid the censorship problem that we have on a nearly universal basis, with the rare exception of Rumble. But you can always pick up the shows over at mikebera.blogspot.com, where we have not only this show, but some of my Ancient Aliens and JFK lecture, discount tickets for the Alien event in Las Vegas. If you'd like to go to Las Vegas, September 14th through 17th, 2023, I'll be there. Andrew Basiago will be there. Sean David Morton will be there. Brooks Agnew, Dr. Brooks, Brad Olson, Laura Eisenhower. It's going to rock. We're going to rock Vegas at the Alexis Park Resort in Las Vegas. Click on the picture or click on the link. You can use the discount code Mike Barra to get discounts at checkout. Go there. Anyway, all sorts of other shows and stuff will be there. I've got my Sixth Extinction t-shirt on today, the Sixth Extinction episode. Some Y-Files episodes that I helped with the writing are on there. It's a really cool thing. Or you can just go straight over to Rumble and open up a Rumble account, sign up for Real News Live. Let's get our follower count up. That's pathetic. You know, the Y-Files people have 2 million followers. I've got like 3,000, you and me. It sucks. But anyway, get over to Rumble, sign up for a direct Rumble account. Also, please do not forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at thecbdgurus.com, where you can get all kinds of special CBD products for your health, including you can go to the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN, no capital, no S, ALIEN, just alien, hit enter, and you get this week's specials. Also included with your products will be, for every order over $50, you get 20,000 dong, 250 dinar, 20,000 dong, a million bolivar, and it goes up from there. You receive more and more. You can get your unisex Mark Z pants. No thanks. So Mark Z. And you've also got new products this week. It's the Lion's Mane, the 30 count gummies, the ACV gummies. What else do we have? The regular gummies. I think the pet oil is usually under. The X-Freeze pain cream is awesome. The pet treats are awesome. The cats like the chicken and the dogs like the beef. So get those. And yeah, the CBD pet oil, which is a wonderful product. The immunity formula, all of this stuff. Pick it up today. And I've got the skin lotion, which is really good stuff too. So that's what's going on over at the CBD Gurus. They love you. Go over there and buy some products and make your life better. Jen, why don't you tell us what's going on over at jenniferfallah.com?
Okay, well, it's been pretty quiet at jenniferfallah.com, people. That's okay. I still have some things on sale. The half-hour reading and the hour reading are on sale right now. Those will be coming off a sale in a couple days if you want that price, which is $40 off of each. Get it now. I can give you gift cards. You can keep them, buy them for the rest of the year, pull them out when you want. Also, the that is on sale. The past life reading.
Yep.
Don't know if I'm going to continue doing that, but it's definitely going to go back up to regular price. Summer is coming. If you would like a weight loss healing, it's really best to get the combo. Go in there and get that. What do I got for that one? Let's see.
And again, we need somebody to combine the CBD Gurus weight loss capsules with the Gen weight loss healings and see what we get in terms of results.
Yeah. I've been actually going up to God in meditation after I do the weight loss healings and getting one for myself, and I'm doing really good. So, I believe that's what's the price on that? I don't have my other glasses on.
Oh, the wellness healing
or pet healing?
Oh, the pet is $89.
Okay, so that's a regular price. Right now, I don't know if I'm going to continue with this deal because it's slowed down the donations. We're going to reveal the winners of the free healings today. Right now, we still have a deal. If you donate $100, we will put a free healing for somebody in the pot for someone who asks it, who is in need, pet or, and going to the vet's so expensive, so pet or person. And then you get 2 gift cards for healings for yourself or other people that you can use at your leisure. And that deal is going on right now. You make a $100 donation through the love button and then email me. Emails all over the website and just say I donated $100 and I'll give you your gift cards.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if you like the current deals and have been holding off on it, go get them today. Because I get bored with things and I'll come up with something else soon. But also I'm thinking about taking on, I've been teaching psychic development, interdimensional meditation, and it's really been an amazing journey with these people. They are doing what I do. And if you would like to learn that, I'm thinking about taking on just a handful more students, and because some of them have gotten everything they need and they are moving on to trying themselves, they'll pick up a coaching session. But so if you guys are interested, I don't know if I'm going to put it on the website, but if you're interested in being a student of mine and having me as a mentor, coaching sessions, you will get all the classes, you will get a bi-weekly or monthly coaching session, hour coaching session with me. Email me and tell me, because I don't really want to put it up, because then I might get too many, which is not bad financially, but it fills up the schedule a lot. So I could really probably do like 5 new students right now. And if you would like to be one of those people, go to my website, jenniferfalaw.com, and email me, and we will work out the details.
Cool.
And I sent you on Messenger there the screenshots of the winners of today's giveaway.
Oh, okay. There they are.
If I get more donations, I will continue. I did get a few over the last week, and we have enough for today.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'll just do it and just give a couple away. I don't want to like overload myself, because when I don't know. I mean, if people aren't on board with it, I'll probably stop that promotion. And I always do a lot of free work anyway. I do it behind the scenes with people, I offer, people ask. Yeah. I don't turn people away.
I got a couple of pets that are a little bit under the weather. I should make a donation and, have you work on them. So do that. Then we can give away healings to other people. Yeah. Okay, one last thing I wanted to tell you, everybody, is June 10th, 2023, coming up in less than 2 weeks. Well, about 2 weeks, a week. Me and Mark Z and Dr. Brooks Agnew will all be there at the Spruce Pine Alien Festival in Spruce Pine, North Carolina. I'll be there with Brittany Barbieri, Tom Reed, who is an awesome dude, Brooks. The original Mark Z is going to be joining us. David Adair, who may or may not be crazy as a loon, but has so many cool Apollo era stories. He's great to listen to. Whether you believe any of it or not, doesn't matter. It's so entertaining. There's all kinds of cool stuff for the family. Spruce Pine, there's going to be a band. We're going to sit around in the bar afterwards and all hang out on Saturday night. And it's going to be really cool. June 10th, 2023 in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, a place where there are more UFO sightings, I think, than any other place on the East Coast. It's really, really going to be exciting, fun stuff. I had to promo that before we slipped away. So join me and Brooks and Mark and everybody at Spruce Pine, North Carolina. Also want to remind everybody that in essence, I have a love button too. It's a Cash App is $Mbara33 and Zelle is MBARA33 at MSN.com, Mbara33 at MSN.com, and Mbara33, $Mbara33 at Cash App. I do appreciate it. It helps me keep the doors open. Blake Wally is always beating on me for money. He's just always telling me I got to pay him or he's going to hurt me. He's going to hit me and stuff. So I've got to pay Blake Wally off. So just do that for me. All right. Okay. I'm kidding about that. Okay, Jen.
I'll kick his ass.
Let's go to the phone. Let's go to the phones. Let's go over to Rumble. There's a few questions over here on Rumble. HMAC says, Jen, you are looking great.
Thank you.
So he, she, or it has noticed. He, she, or they has noticed. RL Bellum. Okay, again, guys, we really can use your real names on this. We really need Jen to connect. We need your real name and then real name of the person or somebody or entity that you're asking about. But let's try it. Wellbaum. Okay, so Wellbaum's the last name. Good morning. Waiting to get into doctor. No energy and body aches. Do you see anything going on? Waiting to get paid to do a healing. You guys are awesome. Have a blessed day. That's like Rochelle Wellbaum or something like that.
Listen, you guys don't wait till you get paid.
Yeah.
Just ask me.
Yeah.
Hit me later if you want to. Okay, throw me something later if you want to. Don't wait.
Okay.
I don't really think it's anything serious. Really getting like an overabundance of histamine in your body. So the doctor's probably going to talk about intestinal issues, something like that. But what I really get is you've got like an overabundance of histamine, and you really need to like get on a good antihistamine that works and get it out. And if your old one's not working, get another one.
Yeah, I may as well share the screen I'm reading off here. Wally wants to know, Jen, do you see my Social Security coming soon? Thank you, Wally.
3rd week of the month.
Okay. Wonder, can I expand this? No, that didn't do anything, did it? Pop out chat. Okay, can we see that? Do we see that any better? No, we don't really see that.
Rebel's weird.
Yeah, we don't really see that any better, do we? Let me unshare and read
in their own way.
I'm trying to get this so that we can read it easier. Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. Okay. Lori Betty says, my dog Baloo is so unwell. I felt he was ready to leave today. Now he's eating and drinking water. I've had 2 healings for him, and I have 2 healings for him. I hope that will help, Lori Betty. Well, I'm sure Jen will take care of him today. Baloo, sweet boy. Okay.
If he's on my list, he'll probably get done today.
Yeah. Okay. Lane. I forgot to ask my puppy Otis. Wally. This is Wally. Lane. My puppy Otis is really sick, and I don't know what to do. I do not have money for the vet. I'm scared for him. Please help.
Well, you just send him to Mama, Wally. Send me a picture and his name right now, or right after the show. You can text it to me. I'll put him on the list for today.
Kim asks about her pug, Petey. Petey is not feeling well. Took him to the vet. It may be his ear, but it could also be something more serious. Jen, can you take a look? We are confused. This is Kimmy, and the pug is Petey.
I'm definitely getting some gunk way down in that ear, and it really kind of looks like little black coffee granules. So I don't know if what I'm looking at is mites or an infection of some kind. But I do think that that's affecting his sinuses and everything else. If they have sinuses, I guess with a human, the nasal and everything. Kind of getting headaches too from it. So that would affect his behavior. Did she say she went to the vet?
Took him to the vet. Yes. Maybe his ear, but it could also be something more serious. Jen, can you take a look?
They always say that.
Yeah.
Let me see. He's got an infection. Antibiotics cleared up.
Okay, that didn't work for me. That made it worse. Sorry, I was just trying to make it so everybody could read it more easily, and now I made it worse. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, Cubert's mom says, I've been using CBD Guru's weight loss formula. I've lost 15 pounds in May. Good for you. Go pick some up and get a weight loss healing from Jen and double down. That's great.
What I found, I had God actually do my weight loss healing on me after I did everybody else, because I'm like, do me,
right.
What I found over the last, and I did this right before Easter, and of course Easter, all the food. Then what I found is that mentally, I don't want to eat the things that are not on my low carb plan. And when a holiday comes around, I almost usually it's like, oh, I get a cheat day. Now I'm like, God, I got a cheat day. They got me cake. I got to eat it. It's my birthday. I don't want to, but I did. And so it's interesting. Yeah. It's kind of like going and having hypnosis done. So.
Yeah, and the other thing is, look, if you just cut your carbs and your sugar by 50%, you'll start dropping weight. You will. You'll drop 1 or 2 pounds a week, which is great.
Well, it's just really, for somebody who's been dieting for 30 years, off and on. This is time of the year when I drop it and then I put it back on in the winter.
Yeah.
So the mental part of it is what sabotages you. Looking at the whole time, so that's what, and then having any physical limitations to dropping that weight is what the weight loss healing is about. You go in and we try to get, heal the thyroid and speed up the metabolism and actually do a fat burn and all this stuff. But it really is your mental state and feeling as though this is a reward if I eat this or whatever. That's what I've noticed, and I've heard from people most often. It's kind of like going and having weight loss hypnosis done, where you want to stick to your plan. And it's interesting. Well, when God did mine, he just put his hand over my face. I didn't know what he said. But clearly, he's helping me. Mm-hmm. So awesome.
Good. Okay, a couple questions. Does Biden resign before, during, or after the storm on the East Coast? And will the storm coming to the East Coast affect my property? This is Lucy and Inez. I guess the question is also, is it a physical storm, or are we talking about a political storm, for instance? The storm.
No, I'm not. I actually saw a weather map of
a physical storm. Okay, so
and I think it may start in, like a hurricane would start in Florida and go all the way up to Maine. So
will it?
I don't have any more specifics on what happens first and stuff. I really do think the storm is something that's coming like soon, like this week.
Right.
Next week, something like that.
Okay. Lucy wants to know if it's going to affect her property. Does she need to prepare?
Not much where you are.
Okay. All right, let's stop sharing. Let's go to the chat. Do you want to do the giveaways first, Jen?
Sure. I just sent you the screenshots.
I do have them. Let me see if I can get the screen up to show everybody. Edge tab, window. Okay, here we go. All right. Uncle Randy.
Uncle Randy,
you are a winner.
Text me.
Text or message.
It's my brother.
Email Jen at jmfala@gmail.com. Uncle Randy, you are a winner. Flamingo Lady, you are a winner. Flamingo Lady. So send Jen a message at jmfala@gmail.com. It's right on jenniferfala.com, the email link. You are a winner, Flamingo Lady. Lady Die 62, you are a winner. You are a winner of a free healings.
These are healings.
Lady Die 62. So send Jen an email to collect your healing. JKH, you are a winner. You get a free healing from Jennifer Fala Doring. Send her an email at jmfala@gmail.com. Tammy Johnson, you are a winner. You have won a free healing from Jennifer Fala Doring. Email her at jmfala@gmail.com. And I swear to God, if anybody asks me what the email is after I like strangle you. Marcy Gazziari, you are a winner. Marcy Gazziari. Anyway, Marcy, you are a winner. Send Jen an email at jmfala@gmail.com. And I guess that's it, Jen. I've gone through them all. That's it.
All right. Yeah, there weren't very many requests today, but I did give quite a few away behind the scenes yesterday. Okay. And so we're all used up. Thank you to everybody that donated. We'll try it again next week. We'll keep going. If it really slows down, then people know they can ask. Right. If they don't have the money, ask. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Just ask me.
And you can always pay her next week when you get paid. So
if you really want to, yeah.
If you really
not a big deal. The healings, I'm not gonna no healing for you.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that,
Jen is not Simon
sorry.
Parks. Jen is not Simon Parks. Jen is not Wolvie. You will not be judged by Jen and determined unworthy of a healing for your pup, okay? Because you're not a good enough person. So yeah, that's not going to happen.
Do that.
So. All right, let's go to the phones here. Christopher Iverson, Batman, good and interesting things happening behind the scenes. All right, we'll take your word for it. Sounds good. Rebecca Rugley, Jen, I have paid for a vacation for myself, 3 grown kids and their spouses. The trip is June 23rd, flying through LA. Will we be able to complete our trip without trouble and with safety? It's interesting. That's one of the airports that Phil implied was going to be under not necessarily martial law, but military physical visible military occupation at that time in June.
And that would be a very common thing to see is military at the LA airport. I mean, that is a very busy airport. Everybody flies through there. I don't see them shutting that one down.
Yeah, apparently the presence is going to be rather more significant than it usually is. So, that's what he's saying.
When? Let's see. Now I can't really, I'm going to take cue from Phil when he was talking about, well, I can't tell you if you're going to be safe or not. And that's probably more responsible not to do that. But I can tell you if I see any delays. Okay. I don't see any delays. I don't see any problems.
Cool.
Make sure you have grown kids and their spouses. Well, that'll be fun. I don't know why you said make sure the kids have everything they need. I don't know if it's about somebody gets there and might not have an ID or something, but just make sure. Just make sure.
Make sure the kids have everything they need.
Yeah.
Okay. Rick Narwin, I'm tired of lights being called craft. What happened to the old 50s style sightings now that we have better photography equipment? Well, there's fewer hubcaps being thrown up in the air and called flying saucers, I guess.
Actually, there's UFOs all the time. When I was a kid in San Diego, the sky was very clear in the summer, and we would see them all the time.
A lot of UFOs are lights in the sky. They really are. And what they're trying to make out is that these flares are like a boomerang-shaped sort of triangle, like the Phoenix lights, which some of the pictures of the Phoenix lights are also flares, but
and I have this one situation that I'd probably have to be put under hypnosis to remember. It's very interesting.
Did you get probed?
I think I'd remember that. Well, I would fight my way through that crap. I tell you what, think about
it. What if they put you under hypnosis? You're like, oh my God, they probed me. Mary Gold.
Yeah. No, I don't think I got probed. I was a kid, and so, but you want to hear it?
Really well, not if it involved probing, but yes, go ahead.
So what I remember is me and my sister shared a room. We had a ranch home, San Diego, California. Very Leave It to Beaver normal life. So I'm sitting in my room, and I was young enough to be put to bed before it was dark. Oh, it was just getting dark. Yeah, it was just getting dark, and we had a shade on the window. I was in bed, and my mother never got scared or upset or cried about anything. All right. Count on one hand my entire life. The door was open, and she came running down the hall calling for my brother, Randy, and he came down, and he was a teenager. And outside, I look out the window, and this is not a dream. This is a memory. I look out the window, and there are different colored lights. And they could see the air movement of the trees and stuff. And Dad was outside, and Mom was panicked. And it wasn't a helicopter. It wasn't police. And she looked in the room and looked, don't move. Stay here. And then they left. And I don't have any conclusion to that. I don't know if I fell asleep. Probably not.
Probed.
But I remember some commotion and some what do we do and stuff like that out front, which is not what would happen in my family. We didn't have any problems like that. And then I remember Dad commenting about it years later, but there really is a disconnect. People remember that incident, but they don't remember after that what the conclusion to that was, or what
Well, there's
like my mom's like, yeah, I remember that, but there's like a real cutoff
something there,
after
Jen.
that point.
There's something there to look at for sure. Yeah, something there. Mary Gold says your hair looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Ron Davidoff says hello. Sorry, speaking with my kid in Kiev. He says there's scary stuff in Kiev. This is a good question. There's a rumor going around that Russia's going to go ahead and take the rest of Ukraine and drive NATO completely out of Ukraine and the Baltic states in the next few weeks. Is any of that ring true?
Daniel did say something about Russia and occupation. But it wasn't clear enough for me to put in the Gentel. So
okay,
keep an eye out for that.
AJ Ferreira, Jen, does Phil's military in the street intel and tribunals starting equal RV cover for us? Yeah, that's the other thing is he says tribunals are going to be starting. I don't know when they're going to be made public, but I think there's already been tribunals going on, right?
Yeah, I thought we were done.
Well, maybe they'll be starting officially. You'll actually start seeing them. I don't know.
Well, that's going to be a whole reveal phase of the videos and things that'll be put out as present day. I always told you they do save some people for the public square. And I don't know if that's, you know, or like with you know, the big players, if that are gone, and we know they're gone and they've got actors, maybe they will show the real person and pull that out when it's time. But I do think there's still some people walking around they're saving for the public square. And
yeah, well,
I don't know what's going on with Phil's intel. I don't know.
He implied that last night's information came from his best source, who we believe is Ezra Cohen Watnick. That's who we believe his best source to be. Mike, it would be cool if you could take some time and go back to previous shows and list all of your and Jen's predictions that came true. Love to shut these peeps up about your legitimacy. Well, you know what? I could do that. It would be an extremely lengthy list. However,
so it would take a lot of time. I've got all the Gentel posted on my Jennifer Fladoring on philosophy.
It's all there. And it may not come true right away, but it eventually seems to all come true.
I've
got one for you. November 12th, 2021, I believe. That week's Gentel, Jen says on Friday at 6 p.m., Donald Trump is going to be on the lawn of the White House where he is going to be sworn in as president again, and it's going to be seen. At 5:45 p.m. on November 12th, 2021, and I believe I have that right, Penguin 6, who is a guy who drives around Washington, D.C. and videotapes everything that goes on that day, is doing his regular show. All of a sudden, he comes back on to live stream. Oh, here comes Marine One. Marine One, the president's helicopter, is flying towards the White House. But Joe Biden already left. He left by motorcade to go to Camp David for the weekend a half an hour ago. So who's this in Marine One? And there's no snipers on the roof. And the air defense is down. And there's no Secret Service. This is the most extraordinary, weird thing I've ever seen. I've never seen a presidential helicopter arrive at the White House with no security. And in other words, all of the corporate deep state guys were not alerted. The helicopter lands, somebody gets out, there's activity on the White House lawn, and it's videotaped by Penguin 6 and others. So anybody wants to say anything about Jen, tell them to go back and watch that. Tell them to go back and watch the show a couple of days before and then watch Penguin 6 videos. And he went on and said, I have never seen this before. They were totally unprepared for Marine One to land on the White House lawn. And who do you think was in that helicopter? I'll tell you what, we know for a fact it sure as shit wasn't Joe Biden or the actor portraying Joe Biden. So,
and remember the visions I got before that of Donald Trump being sworn in inside some kind of aircraft because the wall behind him looks curved like an aircraft. And there was a guy that looked almost like Jeff Sessions from the side, same kind of build, coloring, everything, swearing him in.
And
backstory on that's awesome on a personal
any
level.
cabinet officer or former cabinet officer can swear in a president. And Jeff Sessions is a former cabinet officer.
Really?
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of stuff that we've gotten a long time ago that I believe, bits and pieces are just puzzle pieces to this story. When I got that information, I remember going to God, and I was still very doubtful about myself.
Oh, yeah.
Not personally with people, because I've been doing that a long time, but in 21, I was just like, I don't know, am I getting anything right? We're not hearing anything. Is this really working? And I went to God in meditation, and he told me, if you watch that episode, we should find that episode. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He told me, no more doubt. You're going to go out, basically in so many words, I don't remember what the word, but I was supposed to go out there give this specific information and throw my hands down and like, throw your spears, people. I've been told to do this. It was like really a growth thing for me.
They did. They pushed you out and take a chance.
Oh.
And right when we said that,
and then I was like so nervous.
My phone lights up. 11:11. Yes.
I was so nervous. I think it was a Friday, and I said, Brett, you got to get me out of the house. You got to get me out. So we went to the casino, because we don't have anything else to do at that time. And so I'm sitting there going, well, the time is approaching. And then then it happened, and I was like, I just want to thank you for that, because I was like, well, this is make me or break me kind of thing. I'm either an idiot or I'm trusting God, and it worked out, and it taught me, trust in God.
Yep.
You got to trust in God.
Yep. Kurt Morney, Moat Singer. In my opinion, the QFS thing is deep state. I feel that our new good financial system is going to be the gold asset-backed dollar. Something doesn't feel right about the term QFS. Well, it's got a Q in it, for one thing. I think the QFS is real. It's quantum computer.
I have had doubts about that over the years. I have had doubts because of certain things that I've heard about the control of money.
Mm-hmm.
And judgment and all those things like that. Those could be scenarios created by man in conversation. I think it's probably just like a much better, like fiber optic, like fast system that is hard to hack and stuff like that. I think people take that idea and run with it, and they're like, oh yeah, it's God's controlling it. It's like, well, everything here on earth right now, people have their hands in it. I wouldn't expect something to be divine and flawless in any way.
Right. Right.
Because nothing is.
I remember asking another psychic friend once, about all this stuff. And I said, well, why can't God do this or do that with this financial thing? And she said, because these are the affairs of men. So God leaves many things to us as the affairs of men.
I think I said that.
Did you say that? Was it you?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
So I asked that question. I remember that.
The affairs of men was the answer. So
and the reason is because each and every one of us have forgotten it's your piece of God. You have to exist here, at a different vibrational spectrum, and we have to forget. And we have free will.
Yeah. I've been watching some really interesting YouTube videos on near-death experiences. Dave's been watching a lot of them, and it's really interesting about the forgetting part, and it's really interesting stuff. Nancy Panzarella. Hi, Jen. Any insight on my job search?
If you choose to continue finding a job, it's going to be about 4 weeks.
There you go. Linda Smith, my cat Catspur is doing worse, going to the vet in an hour. Please send prayers. We will do that, Linda. And Leslie says, bless Catspur. Yeah, bless Catspur.
Like I said,
recovers.
It's your name. Send it to me.
Patriot Michelle Noyes. Hi, Mike and Jen. Went to the doctor for a follow-up where heart attack happened. The chamber has some damage. It's working 40%, supposed to be 50% on meds and another med to help it heal faster. Will my heart, I guess, ever be strong again? Michelle Noyes. Michelle, it would help if we had your real first name. I think it's Michelle.
Well, there is some damage that I see. It will keep working. Okay. I don't know if it'll be 100%, but I do think you'll see improvement. Yeah.
Jen, will the RV coincide with the financial crash? Is there going to be a financial crash for sure? And is it financial crash and then RV, or do we do our RV thing first and then they crash it once the money's in place to recover from?
The RV is a silent event. Okay, that's what I just heard. The RV is a silent event.
Good stuff.
Then we address the rest of the financial problem.
Sandy says, Jen, I have a birthday on June 12th. I will spend that day at the hospital with my daughter Carmen having her surgery. Jen, do you see her coming out of this okay? This is Sandy. Well, it's kind of a lot of pressure to put on Jen, but
I see her in the recovery room. She's awake.
Okay, good. Ron says he may know a lot more about the situation in Kiev this afternoon. Cool. Carissa Holcomb. Hi, Mike and Jen. How many months before my new business will start to become profitable? Carissa.
I'm seeing two benchmarks. I'm seeing one kind of before Christmas, and I'm seeing one in February. And February is really looking back saying, all right, we're good. We're rolling. Now, sometimes I'm a year off. All right. Let's just put that out there. But I do see two benchmarks like that.
Rubinderan is feisty this morning. Good morning, Mike and Jennifer. It's not that I'm supporting Mike. It should be an eye for an eye karma. Wow. Rubinderan, you're testy this morning. They're in Bangladesh? Are you in Bangladesh?
He's an amazing individual.
He is
a
surgeon. You're one of the, Ruben, you're one of the guys we want to bring to the big party when this is all over. Tara by Janine said Charlie was threatened, says Victoria Adams. Is that true?
Told to take a dive.
Told to take a dive.
I don't think it was bad guys though. Duck out.
Okay, told to take a dive. Jen, you have really pretty hair, says Nancy Davis. Okay, as Azarin Sage says, I was watching another YouTube channel yesterday. Well, you're not allowed to watch other YouTube channels, except the Y-Files. You can watch them. Six Extinction. Notice the skeletal hecklefish right there. He's a skeleton. And is going to allow all presidential nominees a voice on Twitter. So Donald Trump is coming back to Twitter. I can provide the source too. That would be exciting.
They never said the famous tweet was by him.
Yeah, that's true. You've been repeatedly saying that. I have a feeling when the Nassar comes out, it won't be called that. I agree. They won't confirm those rumors and make these conspiracy theorists like suddenly be studs, but it will be effectively Nassar. But you're right. They won't call it that.
All the same thing. I told you guys that a long time ago that they're probably not going to call it that. They've probably altered it just a little bit.
Yeah, because then people like Jordan Sather can still say we weren't right, even though we were totally 100% right. So,
if the Nassar and everything happens that's in it, I don't give a crap what Jordan Sather says. I'll be happy as crap. I don't care
what Jordan says now either. It's like he's just played himself out of the market. It's like, dude, just seriously,
listen. If the debt's gone and the taxes are gone, the wave of joy be so immense, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Okay, what Jordan,
what you call it, or who won the argument.
And it's bad against the man. I don't know him. Never listened to him.
Yeah.
But
Jordan, just go back to your mom's garage and.
All right. We're going to do this.
Just go back. Jennifer, you are giving so much hope, and you are right most of the time. Thank you, Jennifer, from Rubinderan.
Thank you.
Is Archangel Hannibal for? It's not Hannibal. It's Hamiel. Right?
That's a scary crap.
Archangel Hannibal will eat your.
If I'm seeing Hannibal in there, out. That's it. Hamiel.
Phil's teeth are so white. It's like, wow, dude. Like, turn down the color palette there.
It's funny that it just reminds me of the things that people do before their wedding. All of us have a story.
Yeah.
Don't get a facial. All right. It used to be a long time ago. Don't get a perm. Don't go new color. Just keep it the way it is, man. Just
heard Matt Gates this morning say they will remove McCarthy if this bill passes. Who's next in line? Well, not Charles Grassley. He's in the Senate. So is Matt Gates seriously? Are they going to actually act against McCarthy for breaking his word on the debt ceiling thing?
Is that set in stone now? Raising the debt ceiling?
Well, no, I think there's still a vote. It still has to be voted on, and it could be voted down. It's not definite. It could be voted down in the House, yeah.
I think it passes.
Yeah, probably.
They're buying time.
Continue your good fight, your truth tellers. Thank you, Rubinderan. Again, Scott Bilodeau is pointing out that he winked and said June 25th. Is there anything on that date that you see as significant?
Not coming fast enough.
Adam Greaves is here. Hi, Greavesy. How you doing, man? Cheers for the live chat when I was in Romania. Yeah, Adam was in Romania, had a couple people at the table that wanted to talk to me, and so he just FaceTimed me and was like, I just talked to them. So I have fans in Romania, apparently. It was really cool. I got to go there. I got to go to Eastern Europe. I got to tour Romania, Slovakia, Tajikistan. Apparently I'm big in all these countries, and so I should go there and do a tour. Scott, are med beds really a thing? Yeah, they're a thing. Yes, they really exist. Hecklefish was once sarcastic caviar. Fish eggs, yeah. Hi, Mike and Jen from Kimberly Rec. Hi, Kim. Glad to see Ripley is doing great. Her kitty that she gave ivermectin to. They told her to put him down. She went on an ivermectin regime, and the kitty is 100% healthy. So,
yeah, my Charlie too. He looks like, I found a picture of him 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He looks the same now. I was like, wow.
Dort says, I sent Timothy C to Washington, D.C. on a bus per his request. Did Timothy get to D.C.? Is his question. I don't know who Timothy is, whether it's his son or anything. I don't know.
He did.
Jen, will Elon Musk's Starship succeed in getting into orbit?
I see more failed attempts. Will it ever succeed? Wow. Yeah. What I see is kind of like an Airbus.
Yeah.
Is it an Airbus?
Big. It's big. It's really big. Yeah. They say you can fit 100 people in it.
That's
you put 100 people into orbit. That's like, wow. I didn't realize it was that fucking big, but it's big. So, yeah.
Well, they just showed me something that looked like a bus, like traveling on a bus.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. And they got a lot of technical challenges to overcome with that, but they're making progress. So,
and for those who don't understand what I'm doing, when I look off, I'm looking into the future this way. I'm looking down, I'm looking into your body or the dog's body. I'm talking to Jesus. If I go like this, I'm trying to hear somebody. So I'm not just like crazy over here. And, there's a reason for what I'm doing.
Here we go again. Sherry says, my dog Max has a bump on his tail that he keeps licking and biting. Is this something to be concerned about? July, I plan to have the bump removed. Is it something to be concerned
It really is like a multi-pocketed cyst kind of hard thing. Yeah. It's like a hot spot, but it's dogs get them sometimes.
I'm gonna caution you, Sherry, that my kitty cat Cleo had a lump on her tail, and it was just a fatty cyst. And we went in to have it removed, and they put her under, and they didn't do a good job. They didn't give her enough oxygen, and she came back blind. And a year later, she started having seizures, and she was gone in about a year and a half from that. So you make goddamn sure if they put your pet under that she is going to be monitored, and they are going to be careful to make sure that she gets enough oxygen, because that was absolute incompetence on the part of the doctors.
Yeah, we've got really good vets around here, but I know that my I had a pit bull, and she got one of those on her hip, and it just wouldn't heal, and she kept messing with it, and we had to go and have it like dug out and sewed up, and it was okay.
Yeah,
but she ended up getting another one, and so it just, some of these dogs just get these things.
I'm just going to say, anytime they put your kitty under, you get on them and make sure that your animal is getting enough oxygen, or you can have brain damage, like what happened to my little girl. Mike, can you have the CBD girls come on and tell us about their humanitarian project? I think it will be something that all of us want to take advantage of, a place for all of us to be together. Joanne, that's a great idea. I'll talk to them about doing that. Maybe I'll do a show with just Matt and Lucas sometime about CBD stuff. It'll just be a CBD advertisement, maybe on a Toxically Masculine Tuesday. Leslie says Brooks was amazing at the J2T conference. Good. Hope he didn't talk about asteroid mining. Marco Barra, are you going to be on Whiskey and Wisdom tonight? I want to listen to Alien Information. Unfortunately, Marco, no. I'm going to be going to Duran with Dave Barra tonight down at the Climate Fraud Arena in downtown Seattle. So Dave and I are going to go to Duran. So I will not be on Whiskey and Wisdom tonight. I did do a thing with Gil Bavel, Cardinal Sin. Did a pop culture breakdown show Monday night. That was really fun. If you want to check that out over on his YouTube channel, Gil Bavel. Hi, Jen and Mike. It's Marta. Can you see if my daughter will be getting married in the near future? She's not seeing anyone now.
Marta. I need her name for to connect to her timeline with this one.
David Waite says, Jen, I've had back pain for several years. Will it ever get better? We'll read Healing Back Pain by Dr. John Sarno. That will help. Sure helped me.
Well, I just did a guy who was suffering from back pain, and then the wife and him were panicking pretty bad, and then I did a healing, and now he's fine.
Yeah.
So send me your stuff. Send me your information. If you can't afford it, I don't want you to be in pain. I'll put you on my list.
If you can't afford it, pay when you can. Kay Regenhart, does the Iowa apartment building collapse have any significance? I did not hear about that. But
that was poor structure negligence. I see supports breaking. I mean,
yeah,
that was really under par. I mean, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I just see supports breaking. So I'm not seeing like bombs or anything like that.
Rick Norman, Jen, I went low carb, low sugar, and no soda, no extra exercise, lost 70 pounds in 6 months and kept it off by sensible eating and no soda or juices. Wow, good. Ron Davidoff weighs 158. I hate you, Ron. No carbs, but take your minerals. There you go. See you all Friday night, the Power Trio. Yeah, unless Brooks or Blake cancels, I'm planning on Friday again. Mary Gold wants to know, Jen, will we see Jesus appear when all this is happening? Or will we continue the illusion that this is all man's work that we're going to be experiencing?
This is not the end of the world. This is not when Jesus walks across the land in like a giant form. This is not, this is just another transition when things have gone too far to maintain a good positive balance for the dimension. No.
Caviar Dream says, Mike, I'm enjoying your driving rants. Well, I thought I would, since we weren't doing shows, I thought I would just fill some in with just by talking directly to you guys that are on Telegram. Gives you a reason to sign up for Telegram. And you're the educated audience. It's like, well, that kind of stuff is not for everybody. I wouldn't put that on Facebook or Instagram. It's for you guys that are connected and understand what's going on. So, Dr. Jekyll says, I thought you were talking about a coronal mass ejection about to destroy Earth when you were talking about a different type of flare. No, I don't think that's what she was talking about.
A mass what?
A coronal mass ejection, which is a solar flare.
You're going to set off the chat. Anyway.
Jen says, or Alice says, Jen, you look beautiful today. Your hair is amazing. Mike is looking good. Thank you. Thank you. I remember that being said. Also, Penguin 6 reporting that as well. Yep. Happened right when Jen said it was going to happen. So anybody doubts Jen, go back to that. Because that was the one you said, this is what I've been told to say. This is what is going to happen. Bam, bam, bam. And it fucking
And I'm not supposed to make any excuses.
And it happened.
I'm supposed to trust.
Yeah, and it happened. Okay, let's see if we have anything else. Kim Reck wants to know what's wrong with her right shoulder. Super intense pain.
Let me look. Kimberly Reck. Well, it's really right here on the top part here, and it looks like something is I see like this white stuff looks like cartilage or a tendon or something, and it is out of place. It is moved. It's not in the right place. We should have it looked at.
Okay. Yeah. Don't trust anything coming from certain people in the, again, there are certain people in the UFO community. What's happening now, I think, is to help us separate the people who have a platform but very little knowledge from the people who have knowledge but not a very big platform. And that's just kind of the way it's going to do. Yeah, there are certain people in this business you can't trust. Mike, Sarah, and Jen, Sarah. Is Starship a vomit comet? Well, basically, yeah, it will be. Okay, the Iowa building again. Caviar dreams. Yeah. Have you ever had caviar, Jen?
Oh yeah, I love it.
I've had it, and I'm like, it tastes like fish eggs. And the lady who gave it to me goes,
it is salty. I like salty things. Okay.
But it's weird how you mix it with other things, and it is actually.
There's all different kinds. I just remember there was this black kind that was very, very small eggs, and I was at my dad worked for this aerospace company, Graphic Illustrated. We went to them as a kid, all right, and I loved it, and I always wanted to have it again, but nobody else liked it. So I'm over there eating this stuff on crackers, right? And the guy says, "Hey, Gary, your kid's over there eating all the caviar." And Dad's like, "Oh, no, that's expensive. You can't." I'm like, "This is great, It's funny.
I don't know why it's so expensive. It's fish eggs. Melanie says, my dog Ava, about 8 years old, recently had her back leg spasm. It freaks her out. Is there anything we can do for her? We'll get her a healing with Jennifer Flaudoring.
This is a case that I would really, how some people go to a dog chiropractor?
Yeah.
This is a case with it, and one of the first ones I've seen, where that would be good because something slips in the spine there. Something slips in the middle of the back. Well, maybe a little bit closer to the back end. And it makes her legs freak out. So
Get her a
I don't know what
chiropractor.
else to do about that. It
Find a
does
chiro
it, and then it doesn't.
Yeah,
So
find a chiro that does pets. Adam Grieve says, Jen, do you feel I need to visit the Euphrates River? I keep getting signs. That's in Iraq, by the way. Ancient Mesopotamia. The Euphrates River.
oh, what's that connected to? Are you single?
No. Well, I don't know. Should I say that? Yeah. No. Yeah.
There's somebody there you're supposed to meet.
I had further confirmation while in Romania last week. Somebody
So
there.
whatever you're searching for, there's somebody there that you happen to meet if you go.
And she will FaceTime with me. Euphrates River is drying up. Yes, it is. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. I don't think there's anything more. Let me go back over to Rumble real quick.
I want to hear about that, Adam, though. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of want to remote view something over there for you.
Yeah. Okay, a couple more things on Rumble, Jen, if you don't mind, and then we can go. Little Miss 913. Okay, my son Austin was arrested on a felony charge. Can you see the outcome of this? My gut says he was set up. Was Austin set up? He was arrested on a felony charge.
He was involved.
Sorry.
I do think he'll get a lesser sentence. But he was involved.
Danae wants to know, Jen, do you see the hidden medical patents come out all at once or be slowly revealed? The
rollout.
Yeah, it's a rollout. I think one of the first years is going to be diabetes, which is good for me because I'm.
Well, they really need to give. If they released everything at once, people wouldn't trust it. You put something out too fast, they don't trust it. So they're really going to want to give each thing the attention that it deserves.
Yeah.
It has to be rolled out.
There's a new treatment for diabetes, heart conditions, strokes, ED, new treatments for all that stuff. All right. That is going to wrap up the show. Jennifer, thank you for your insight as always. Next week, guys, she's getting it from the top. Let's
God willing. God willing.
Yeah, God willing. Archangel Hamiel. Was it Hamiel gave you that or
Haniel?
Haniel.
I see him as a man. When some of the archangels are created, they've got a female side and a male. They're like twins. Okay, most people see Haniel as a woman. I've always talked to the guy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
In Dominion, Uriel was a woman. Cute. Or Kat D. Kendall was the actress. She's really cute. Looked like Khaleesi. All right, that's going to wrap things up. Thank you guys for being here. Next week should be exciting. Keep track of everything. We'll be back with the regular news show, me, Brooks, and Blake. I assume on the Power Trio on Friday night. That will be cool. And Jen and I will be back on Monday for the Monday Morning Gentel. Let's have a great couple of days. Enjoy your still lingering holiday weekend feeling. I'm going to barbecue some more steaks and some more hot dogs and go to Duran Duran tonight and have a blast. All right, everybody, we love you. We'll see you again. Don't forget to hit the CBD Gurus. Don't forget to hit up Spruce Pine Alien Festival. If you're anywhere on the East Coast, come down to Spruce Pine. Nashville and Knoxville's only like a 2-hour drive. If you're in Tennessee, any place like that, Blake might come down and join us too. We're hoping Blake gets to join us because I've never met Blake. It's so weird. I feel like I know him, but I've never met him.
I've never met Marcy and Susan in person, and it's crazy, isn't it? I've never met you guys. Well, I met Dave. But
so
isn't that crazy?
All right, come out to Spruce Pine, enjoy yourselves. So it'll be a truncated schedule next week. I probably Jen Monday and Wednesday because of my flight. I don't think it's till 2 p.m. on Wednesday. So we'll probably have a fairly quick Wednesday update, get out of here by noon and get to the airport. So that would be the plan for next Wednesday, but that all remains to be seen. I think I'm flying out on Wednesday. Love you guys. Have a great one. I'll be back on Friday. Me and Jen will be back on Monday, and enjoy your next couple of days and watch the news.